From the Backwoods Production Studios, it's Late Night with Fireteam Delta. And welcome back for another exciting episode of Late Night with Fireteam Delta. We got a couple of returning guests tonight. The Critic, he's back in the house joining us, and Speed, L-Speed's back here for one more show. And also we have a very special guest tonight, the Dude. You know, the Dude, man. Zamboni Dude is gracing us with his presence tonight. Got so many things to talk about. Battlefield 4, the 17-minute video was absolutely amazing. But hey, we got a lot to talk about. DICE, Frostbite, just Battlefield 4 in general. Let's get started. Folks, what's going on, guys?
Hey, it's Critic here. Not much going on. Just had a baby. That's awesome. Almost cussed. How's Zamboni?
Very good, very good. Battlefield 4 has been released, some not the game, but some information about it, some videos have been released. Been hopping off about it, man. Hopping on everybody else's.
Dude, I'm pretty excited for Battlefield 4. I've seen that 17-minute trailer.
Oh my god.
That looks pretty sick. Yeah, that looks pretty sick.
It's insane, but the graphics, in my opinion, kind of seem like seen before.
Well, honestly, the graphics, they looked way too good to be PS3 graphics, because I've seen Crysis 3, I've seen like the Battlefield 3, Medal of Honor, all these other games. Nothing compares to the movement of the water and the reflection and the way, it seems so smooth and crisp and clean. It was amazing, I thought.
Well, when it comes to something like the Critic engine, like looking at the Critic engine, it's honestly, I would say Critic, and as it stands, DICE is currently on par with each other this year. And as long as it comes to the graphics, like the current CryEngine 3, that is, like the water still movement, that of that game, pretty much is a lot better than I want to say the Frostbite 2 engine. Frostbite 2 engine has a lot to step up to, and the reason why I'm declaring the Frostbite 3 engine as the Frostbite 2 engine, because there is absolutely no way that DICE can develop an engine in under a year and then release it for the current generation consoles. That would destroy the current generation consoles. I would have imagined that the next generation Frostbite engine would have came with the next generation consoles only. Speed, you got anything you want to say, man?
Nah, man, I'm just thinking about that God of War. Absolutely brilliant game that is, man.
A little bit off topic.
Alright, let's get back on topic here. Battlefield 4. Okay, fellas, we've all seen the 17 minutes of awesomeness, and you as the viewer, if you guys haven't seen it, I'll put up a link to below so you guys can go check out the awesomeness. And but yeah, expectations, first impressions, let's get on it. So much to talk about, fellas, just let it loose.
Well, from the video, it looked pretty awesome with the way they used teamwork. I didn't see any peeking or leaning in the game, but destruction of cover, the sounds of the game, all that sounded awesome. It looked good from the 17-minute video.
Alright, now pretty much from what I saw from this experience, it seemed really, I want to say, not really much changed, from my opinion. Really, a giant change within Battlefield 4 to Battlefield 3 would have been like destruction. We didn't see much destruction. We just saw tons of explosions. Although the guns sounded amazing, as they always do. They sounded very revamped in some ways, very changed. But there's one thing I did notice, and the Russian soldiers pretty much look exactly like the Russian soldiers from the Battlefield 3 multiplayer. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the same in, the final release. I don't know if this is just like pure alpha. They needed some soldier models to play with, but I hope they definitely do come back and change this. And this is also what I've seen from the American standpoint, because if you make it all the way to the end of the trailer, where you see codenamed Hannah, the first woman in Battlefield. Yes, she's the first woman. And if you look in the background, there's a soldier standing behind her. It's the medic from Battlefield 3. You can't really pause it and see him, but you can see him there. And that's all for me. You got anything to say, Steve?
Yeah, the thing I recognised on one of the gun was that you got like an iron sight on the side of your gun, so basically you could do like a quick switch to iron sight on the side of your gun instead of looking down like an sniper sight all the time. You could just like switch it to your iron sight really quickly. I don't know if you recognise that in the video that they showed.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
The hybrid scope. That definitely reminds me of Medal of Honor Warfare. A lot of the aspects of the single player is bringing back to Medal of Honor.
I think that was a really good idea. You don't want to be looking down like in the sniper sight all the time. You can really just switch to your iron sight quickly. Instead of have to like swap a gun all the time and you got an iron sight, you just got one right there on the side, ready for you.
Going back to the characters, I think they might keep them the same based off of a realism thing, because you know, maybe Russian soldiers actually look fairly similar to the design models that they have, and they don't want to switch that. You know, American soldiers pretty much look exactly the same as they have for past 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, coming back to the Battlefield 3 single player, every soldier looked different. Even the Russian soldiers. I think it's the mission is called A Rock in a Hard Place. If you go up there, you can literally knife every soldier. The UI or the AI in that game is not that great, but you can go up and knife every soldier, look them right in the eyes, and each soldier has a different face. Each time. Every time you restart that mission, you kill a different soldier. Every time.
Right. Right.
Another thing I noticed was that they kept some of the same vehicles, like the Jeep that they showed at the 50 cal on it, and the gunner choppers, the Viper. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's what I reckon. That's what I reckon. That's what I did there. So
I feel they've kept all of this the same pretty much due to their development time. Now, I felt they could have changed a lot of this stuff. Now, due to Venom being pretty much the Venom, how else can you change the Venom on the American side? Although I guess that's why they got the new faction. They only had enough time to develop on the new faction of vehicles and weapons. We don't know if there's any more for the multiplayer though. Although a good suggestion would be the Apache or something like that. But I don't think they would have enough time to render out an Apache model due to their 1 year or less development time on Battlefield 4.
Going into the multiplayer, I'm kind of hoping, you know, because they kept so many things the same, like you've said, I'm hoping the multiplayer is completely different than the standard run and gun, you take a bullet, you can run right through it kind of gameplay. I noticed, like J-Pod had told me earlier, in the video you can watch the player shoot one of the enemy soldiers in the leg and it drops him on his face like that, and then he's like stumbling, crawling away, and then he puts another 3-round burst in him and he dies, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping they can implement that in the multiplayer.
I feel that would piss a lot of people off in the multiplayer. Something like that, say being shot in the leg and falling down from the ground, like physically falling down.
Or if you've been shot in the leg, just pull out your pistol really quickly. That should be more easier.
Well, yeah, but then you'd have that. I don't know what the function is in Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare 3 that everybody hates. Does anybody know what that function is called? Where you get shot, you get second chance.
Last stand.
That was what it's called, second chance.
It's either second chance or last stand. I'm not sure what it is because I don't play Call of Duty. Now that really pissed a lot of people off because you end up killing them, but either you didn't kill them and they would have a second chance to kill you, maybe crawling all over the place.
Well, I'm kind of talking more of like you know, actual physically hitting somebody in a different area of their body. Like there's a game, America's Army 3, out for the PC, and this game implements foot shots, shin, knee, leg, crotch. It implements shoulder, hand, all these different hitboxes where it actually affects your character's performance. And I'd just like to see a little bit of that, because in the current Frostbite system, you shoot an enemy in the legs and he's just still sprinting at you. You're reloading, he's just like, whatever, doesn't faze me at all. And that kind of saddens me, because they try and call the game Battlefield, when in a real Battlefield, there is none of that.
Well, then again, this is a video game. They can't exactly make it like that. Because if they make it like that, like I said again, it's going to piss off the players. And plus, I don't think they have enough, you know, available AI, UI to, like, actually implement that into the current generation consoles. If this was still a PC exclusive, maybe something like that could have been implemented in one game. But then again, if people wanted to play the actual realistic experience, they'd probably go on their PCs, and you even have a PC, get a PC, make a PC, build a PC, and go play Arma. Or America's Army.
that brings me to a console game. Operation Flashpoint, Dragon Rising, and Red River both implement the body damage system like that. You get shot in the arm, your accuracy suffers. You get shot in the leg, you can't sprint. You know, you get shot in the head, and your guy gets like focus problems. You're looking down the sights, and he starts getting like a migraine or whatever. I don't know what it is, but these are current gen console games that are doing it. And I think that if they were to implement that in a multiplayer situation, it would eliminate running and gunning and actually attract a lot of attention from gamers who want that sort of thing.
You guys have had so many good points. Fantastic. But hey, it's getting to be that time, guys. And, you know, we're going to have to wrap it up. I hate doing this. This is the worst part of the show. It's time to go. But hey, we've all had fun. We had a lot to talk about, and we got through most of it. But, you know, that's what this was about. Expectations, first impressions. Battlefield 4 just looks and sounds amazing. We all can't wait for Battlefield 4 this fall is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing about a beta here sometime a little before then. So pretty excited about that as well. Look for us on next episode. I don't know what we're going to be talking about next. I don't know what kind of guests we're going to have. You never know. That's what's great about this radio show is that's what it is. It's raw, and you know anything can happen. Every now and then you might hear the F-bomb slip, and you might get some weird audio, some background feedback. You know, I apologize about that, but we're working out the nicks and crannies, and we need you guys to let us know what you guys want to see next on episode 5, 6. You know, who knows how far we're going to keep doing this, but it's up to you guys to motivate us. Hit the like button. Be sure to drop us a comment. But fellas, last words. Let's wrap it up, man. Any last minute expectations?
Well, all I can hope really is that Battlefield 4 turns out to be a great game, not really like Battlefield 3. I'm not saying Battlefield 3 wasn't a great game. It lasted me well over 2 years, and I'm still playing it to this day. I hope I can play Battlefield 4 for even longer.
Roger that. I'm hoping they keep pretty much the same system, but with a little bit of bug fixing and a little bit above and beyond what they have now.
I hope they put some better weapons in this one, in this Battlefield 4, because in Battlefield 3, those weapons were good, but not that great.
Yeah, like when you're using a 7.62 millimeter round and you hit somebody with it in the head and they have half health. I'm just gonna go out there and say that is wrong. Okay, you hit a melon, like a watermelon with a 7.62 round. There's no more melon, dude. There's no more melon.
Hello.
No more melon. And just want to say very special thanks to all the guests tonight. The Critic, we got Speed, and the Dude. You know, man, the Dude. Man, if you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, please go see it. Thank you so much for joining us here on Late Night with Fire Team Delta. And remember, folks, clear left, clear right, tango down.